There is an interesting story of a frog. There was this frog. Those of you who don't know, I must tell you that frogs can swim in water, but frogs cannot swim in milk. So what happens? This frog unknowingly jumps into the bucket of milk. Just because frogs cannot swim in milk, this frog begins drowning into the milk. So just because this frog is drowning into the milk, his survival instinct kicks in, and his survival instinct makes him move his legs frantically. I mean, in other words, just because this frog is dying into the bucket of milk, out of desperation, he begins moving all four of his legs very frantically. And in fact, recently, just 3 or 4 years back, I myself was into similar situation. During Corona, both of my businesses, the businesses which I was working on prior to Corona, got shut down. And I was standing in a situation in my life where I was unable to see a light for me. I was simply unable to see what is next. I simply did not know what to do next. So what I did, I simply started attempting whatever came before me and what is also possible for me to afford or to attempt. So whatever came before me, I just went ahead, jumped on it and started attempting it, started trying to do it. And of course, I had to incur financial losses because of it. I'm not saying that it did not bring any losses to me, but just because I very frantically started attempting multiple different things, whatever came before me and whatever was possible for me to attempt, eventually today I could turn myself into a walking brand. This is exactly what happens in the story of frog. Just because this frog is dying, he starts moving four of his legs very frantically into the bucket of milk, and because of his movement of legs, a lump of butter gets created into the milk, and this frog goes ahead and sits on the lump, sits onto that lump of butter and saves himself from dying. Similarly, whatever I attempted in last 3, 4, 5 years, I could create a brand, I could create a business, an internet business, an online business for myself, a lump of butter on which I have sit today and could help myself survive, could help myself, could save myself from dying. So boys, why I'm telling you this story? I'm not telling you this story to boast about myself. I am telling you this story to impart a very important lesson of human life. See boys, hardship and toughness are part of human life. We all might have faced such situations in our life or will face such situations in our life. In fact, we will keep on facing such situations in our life. And whenever you find yourself in such adverse situations and hard situations of life, you will have two choices. Either you can choose to sulk into the grief, sorrow, depression and disappointment and completely destroy yourself, or you can choose to stand up and to fight with that hard situation. So if you will choose to give in into the hardships of life, obviously you'll get destroyed. But if you will choose to stand up and fight, if you will choose simply to not give up and simply to not give in into the hardships of life, eventually on the other side of it, you will emerge out as a better, wiser, smarter, wittier, stronger man. In fact, it is very interesting. Actually, I has been fond of reading, and because of my interest in reading, I have been reading books. And just because I was reading books, lots of thoughts and opinions and views started getting into my mind. So I thought of creating a WordPress blog. So I started a WordPress blog where I started writing my thoughts and all, just because they were there in my brain because of all of the reading I have been doing. And then just because I am a tech savvy guy also, I understand a basic of technology, I started adding page into that website, contact page, about me page, And boys, today, eventually, I kept on reading, I kept on working on my website, I kept on putting my effort into myself and onto my website or blog page, you can say. And eventually, today, you see a full-fledged, fully functional, a very beautiful looking website with my name, manishgoswami.com, and you can see me imparting all of these lessons and knowledge with you people with so much of comfort. So whatever you are seeing is not a one night success, is not a result of one night effort. It is not like I simply wake up one day and created the website and started recording videos. No. In fact, I started very actively reading when I was around 29 years old, and I started writing my blogs when I was 33 or 34 years old. So you can say it is the effort of around 10 years which you are seeing today in form of fully functional and very beautiful website with my name, and whatever you are watching on my social media, on my social profiles, me speaking to you, imparting all this knowledge to you. So all these are not results of one night effort. These are the result of 10 years of effort which I have been putting persistently, consistently onto my blog page and onto myself. So boys, just around 4 or 5 years back, I was in a situation where I was completely broken, blacked out. I simply had nothing to see for my future. I simply did not know what to do next, what to build my future on now. And today, just because I did not choose to sulk into the sorrowness and grief and depression and disappointment, just because I did not choose to give up, just because I did not choose to give in into the hardship of life, I chose to fight. I chose to do whatever I can within my capacity and within my caliber. And I kept on attempting whatever came before me, and whatever was possible for me to do. And of course, I had to incur losses, financial losses to me, because many of those things got failed, or I can say that I'm not sure about the future of those things. They may still keep on working, or they may stop working. I'm not sure. But one thing has worked for me out of my frantic effort to help me survive. And just because I chose not to sulk into the hardship of life, just because I chose to fight, today eventually I could turn myself into a walking brand, and I have been able to build a fully functional online business for myself, where I'm getting views, where I'm getting positive feedback, and where I'm also getting paid. I'm making money also. People are taking subscription of my Patreon channel. People are taking subscription of my paid subscription channel on Instagram, and people are paying me money for one-on-one consultation. Exactly what Frog could do for himself by frantically attempting whatever was possible for him into that tough, hard, adverse, risky situation. He was into the bucket of milk. His death was sure. But just because he did not give up, he chose to fight. He could create a lump of butter into the milk, and he could save himself. He could help himself survive by sitting onto that lump. In exact similar fashion, I could create a lump of butter for myself in the form of my online business, and today I'm sitting on that. Today I'm sitting on that lump. Today I'm sitting on my online business, and today I can see a bright future for myself. Today I can see something on which I can begin building my better and brighter future. So boys, all I'm trying to tell you through this video is that hardship and toughness are part of human life. In fact, is part of all species, I would say. As long as we are alive on this earth, the fight is on, because we will keep on finding ourselves in tough and hard and adverse situations in our life. But how to deal with it, how to react on it is a conscious choice that we all can make, and it depends on our mindset. If you have mindset of losers, any such situation will break you, destroy you. But if you have been able to build a mindset of a fighter, a mindset of a warrior, you would be able to fight with all these adverse and hard situations. And your fighter mindset, your warrior mindset will help you keep going on no matter how hard and tough life has become for you. In fact, hardships and toughness of life are blessings in disguise because they make you better and stronger and wiser and smarter and wittier. Just because I was unable to see anything for myself, it made me do things, it made me attempt things, it made me learn things. And just because I did not choose to sulk into the depression and disappointment, just because I chose to fight, I kept on attempting, learning, experiencing. And today I have emerged out as a better, wiser, stronger, wittier man. Today I know more. Today I have more experiences. I've learned so many skills. I've learned basic editing. I've learned how to face camera. I've learned how to create content. And obviously whatever reading I have been doing is still there with me. Whatever lessons and knowledge and wisdom I learned out of my interest of reading is still there in me. I worked on my communication. Maybe even today I am making lots of mistakes in my English, but it is still better than what it used to be around 8 or 10 years back. So boys, this is what hardships of human life do to us. It makes us better, stronger, wiser, wittier and smarter. Only if you do not get yourself sucked into the depression and disappointment and in sorrows and griefs. Only if you choose to fight. Only if you choose to not give up and give in into the hardships of life. And boys, these are the situations where your true potential and true caliber as a man get tested. These are the situations where you can prove to yourself that you are not a loser, that you are a man of fight, a man of hustle, who simply does not give up simply because of the challenges of life. A man who does not believe in accepting defeat. A man who believes in fighting. A man who believes in die fighting. Boys, I want all of you to know and understand, we are not defeated in our life unless we have accepted the defeat. Boys, you get defeated in your life only when you accept the defeat, only when you begin telling yourself that everything is done and there is nothing more left for you and you simply cannot continue. But if you are not accepting the defeat, if you are not telling to yourself that everything is over, if you are telling to yourself that there is still a lot more for you to gain and achieve, and if you are telling to yourself that you still have it in you and you can still go out and begin attempting, fighting, facing, you can still help yourself emerge out as a winner. I am telling you boys, you will keep on fighting and hustling in your life. No challenge and struggle of life will be able to break you, will be able to destroy you, because in the end it is all in our mindset. Of course, we do not have any control over external factors and how life comes to us, but we have full control over our internal factors and how we deal with life, how we choose to react on things. And if you are a man who is a fighter and warrior, and if you simply do not accept the defeat, you will simply keep on living, and not only living but also keep on helping yourself get better, stronger, wiser, smarter, wittier, and you will keep on finding new opportunities for yourself. And in fact, even God favors the brave. Just because the frog had the will to live, just because the frog did not accept his death, the God favored him by giving him a lump of butter. Just because I have the will to live, I have the will to become somebody. God has been favoring me by bringing all the opportunities before me and by helping me build on some of or many of those opportunities. Frankly speaking, boys, simply 4 5 years back, I did not know everything which I know today. Of course, my education was going on and I had my experiences, but I was not at this level, at which level I am today. But just because I had this urge to fight and this will to become somebody, I did not sulk in and give in into the hardships of life. I kept on fighting, attempting, working, doing, learning, exploring. And today I am much better and much stronger man than what I used to be just around 4 or 5 years back. And of course, God, my God, favored me in all this. My God also helped me in the form of all the new opportunities that it kept on bringing before me. And today, out of my sheer effort and by the God's grace, I have been able to turn myself into a walking brand. And of course, now another struggle begins to find more client, to make more money, to help me grow even more financially and in the terms of fame and popularity. But one struggle has been crossed over by me very successfully. Just 5 years back, I had nothing, and today I have my online business, something on which I can rely on, something on which I can begin working on to help me attain better, brighter future. So the one level of hurdle has been crossed, and now I am working again hard day and night to cross that another level, to find more clients, to earn more name and fame, and to make more money. And of course, I'm not sure and guaranteed about what is there in the coming future, but on the basis of my experiences and learning till today, I can say that a lot depends on you. A lot depends on where you are putting your focus, time and effort into. My urge to survive, my will to become somebody has brought me here where I am today. And if I'll not accept the defeat, if I'll not give in into the hardships of life, I know I will keep on growing and progressing. Because I have just told you that a human is not defeated until he accepts the defeat. The day you will accept the defeat, the day you will accept that yes, I have defeated, you'll get defeated. But until and unless you have accepted the defeat, you are not defeated. The fight is on till your last breath. Keep the warrior within alive, and if you do not have that warrior in you, develop it, build that warrior into you, and then keep your fight on till the last breath of your life.